Welcome to this explainer. Look, if you've submitted a resume lately, you've probably felt like your application was just tossed into some digital black hole, right? Well, you're imagining things. It's basically the worst kept secret in the 2026 job market. Candidates are using AI to apply, and recruiters are using AI to filter them right back out. It's quite literally a robot fighting a robot out there. So today, we are going to break down exactly how these automated gatekeepers actually work, and more importantly, how you can optimize your professional profile to beat them at their own game. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our battle plan. We're going to cover the AI hiring arms race, look inside the 2026 ATS, and talk about ethical flaws and bias. Then, we'll build your AI job toolkit, go over the CAR optimization strategy, and finally, wrap up with keeping your human edge. Starting right off with Section 1, the AI hiring arms race. The stakes in modern hiring are just incredibly high right now. To really grasp how massive this shift is, consider this data from Robert Half. 51% of business leaders say their department's use of AI tools will drive additional hiring in 2026. And on the flip side of that, an absolutely astonishing 93% of recruiters have already integrated AI into their daily workflows to source and evaluate talent. Think about that. If you aren't optimizing your resume and LinkedIn profile for these specific algorithms, you aren't just falling behind, you are effectively unsearchable. Let's move on to Section 2, inside the 2026 ATS. So what exactly are you up against inside that infamous black box? Well, it's a complete paradigm shift. Back in the early 2020s, beating an applicant tracking system was a game of simple keyword matching. It was practically just a Control F search. You just repeat the words project manager 5 times and boom, you improved your rank. But the 2026 AI uses what's called semantic entity mapping, or the 360 brew approach. This means the algorithm evaluates the holistic context of your entire career. It doesn't just look for isolated words anymore. It scans for topic DNA to verify your actual real-world expertise. And that brings us to something absolutely crucial you need to understand: the context penalty. Data from Jobright shows us that if you list a high-level skill, let's say Python, but you completely lack the surrounding technical context, like pandas or NumPy, the algorithm is going to flag your skill as unvalidated or shallow. To the AI, you just look like someone who slapped a buzzword on the resume to rank higher. To fix this, you have to look for co-occurrence patterns. Your skills literally need to be clustered together naturally so you can demonstrate true, genuine depth to the system. Next up, Section 3, ethical flaws and bias. Now, with any massive technological shift like this, there are going to be serious concerns. We have to look at this impartially. Recent academic studies have highlighted some really profound ethical considerations that come with all this automated filtering. While about 70% of large organizations worldwide are currently using some form of algorithmic analysis in their recruitment, research shows these tools can actually unintentionally reproduce historical patterns of discrimination. You see, if an AI model is trained on unbalanced historical data, it can automatically replicate past biases right under the guise of technical neutrality. This could potentially favor candidates from specific social classes or educational backgrounds without anyone even realizing it's happening. And this leads us directly to the black box problem. Automated recruitment systems often lack basic transparency and explainability. This limits procedural fairness because candidates simply cannot figure out why they are being excluded. And when an algorithm is the one making the cut, institutional accountability becomes super blurry. This lack of transparency is exactly why understanding how to format and optimize your application, especially as an underdog applicant, is more important right now than ever before. Let's jump into Section 4, your AI job toolkit. Knowing what we're up against, it is time to fight back. Here is a brilliant breakdown of the current toolkit landscape you can use to level the playing field. If you need to make sure your technical hard skills are perfectly indexed against legacy ATS platforms, JobScan is still your absolute go-to. Now, if you're struggling to organize your overall search, Teal offers this incredible pipeline board to track multiple applications. Starting from absolute zero, Kick Resume is fantastic. It generates drafts with over 20 built-in ATS checks. And finally, if you want to see exactly how a recruiter views your profile, Jobright.ai uses recruiter mirror logic to actually predict how you're going to rank in their shortlists. But remember, beyond the physical resume itself, your digital presence is completely mandatory. A couple of great tools here. Aragon.ai is currently being used to generate high-fidelity 8K professional headshots from just simple selfies, which is great for ensuring visual trust for LinkedIn's new display standards. Meanwhile, tools like careerflow.ai give you this live, over-the-shoulder auditing experience right as a Chrome extension. It literally coaches you as you edit your LinkedIn profile in real time. All right, Section 5.
the CAR optimization strategy.
Let's move to the execution and see how this actually builds, because now that we have the tools, we need the tactics. And this framework right here is going to be your most effective weapon, the Challenge Action Results, or CAR framework. Look, if you just list strategic leadership on your resume, the AI is just going to assign it a low confidence flag. Instead, you have to validate it. First, state the challenge. For example, maybe customer churn was at an all-time high. Then state the action. What unique skill did you apply to fix it? And finally, the results. What was the specific quantified outcome, like saving $400,000? AI specifically scans for these quantifiable nouns and action verbs to build up your overall authority score. But here is the kicker. All that great content is completely useless if the machine can't actually read it. According to the folks at Rocket Resume, you absolutely must stick to a clean, single-column layout. Those elaborate graphics or two-column designs, they will totally scramble your data in the parser. For LinkedIn, use the ideal candidate profile formula for your headline. State who you help, the outcome you achieve, and your core specialty. And definitely remember the first 275 rule. Your LinkedIn About section truncates after about 275 characters on mobile devices. If your hook isn't right up front, before the See More button, your dwell time metrics are going to plummet. Now, here is a really surprising tactical tip. You need to leverage the referral loop. Modern AI systems are increasingly integrated directly with company directories. So if you have a first or even second-degree connection on LinkedIn, always fill out the Do You Know Anyone Here field on the application. This essentially creates a digital handshake. The ATS will automatically flag your resume to the human recruiter as a warm lead, and that gives you an instant massive AI ranking boost. And finally, Section 6, keeping your human edge. So we've optimized everything for the machine, but you have to remember, the final boss is always a human being. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is looking at words like delve or phrases like rich tapestry. If a human recruiter sees these phrases in a cover letter today, they immediately roll their eyes and hit delete. AI models have massive tells, certain words they just use obsessively. If your writing is full of words like landscape, foster, or tapestry, the recruiter instantly knows a bot wrote it. You have to use AI to generate the structure, sure, but you must rewrite the adjectives so they actually sound like you. The truth is, recruiters really don't hate AI. They just hate laziness. Here are the fatal flaws that will get you rejected for sure. First, the hallucination trap. That's letting the AI claim you know a piece of software that doesn't even exist. Second, the voice test. This is where your resume reads like some pristine Harvard dissertation, but your follow-up email is full of casual slang, which just leaves the recruiter feeling totally catfished. And finally, template spamming. That's sending the exact same generic AI-generated resume to 100 different roles without ever personalizing the terminology. At the end of the day, using AI in your job search isn't considered cheating anymore. It's basically standard practice. But there is a massive defining difference between using a tool and completely surrendering to it. You have to use these tools as a co-pilot, not a ghostwriter. The algorithms might be the ones filtering the initial applications, but human recruiters are still the ones who actually hire humans. So I'll leave you with this thought to take away. How will you blend the incredible power of AI automation with your own authentic human voice to secure your next role? Think about that as you go update your profile today. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and hey, good luck out there.